Welcome back to Dadskillz. Today we're going to be looking at the GOVEE E27 colour changeable LED light bulb, and we'll be comparing them to what I've got already, which is this LIFX mini colour E27 lamp, and we're going to just take a look to see whether I replace what I've got at the moment in my setup in the living room with these GOVEE lights. Let's take a look.
Dadskillz, 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 Dadskillz.
Yeah, so welcome back to Dadskillz. We're going to take a look at these light bulbs today, so we'll just have a little look in this one. This is the GOVEE. And these are currently $11.99 on Amazon. And this is the H6001-301 if you're interested. Now, I couldn't find one that was linkable to Alexa, but obviously using one of these lamps, if you had a smart socket, you could link it that way through. I've got some tapos that are linked to Alexa, but this one is only Bluetooth through the GOVEE app. So if I wanted this to include this in a routine in my Amazon Home Assistant, then I would need a smart socket for these, and I've possibly got 3 of these to put in. So this one is 650 lumens, and it says on the front there, estimated energy cost 84 cents a year, because it's in American. I don't know what that is in British pounds. Let's have a look. So this, and then this is the LIFX. Now, these things are expensive. They're on the sort of Philips Hue range of expensive, to be totally honest with you. This is 800 lumens, and it's 9 watt, which is the equivalent of old 60 watt, if you like. So this will be a bit brighter, but we'll have a look. We'll see how much later on. There is an obvious difference in design, and you can feel this LIFX bulb is a lot heavier than this. It's noticeably different. What that means, I've no idea, but it certainly feels quality, but you'd expect it, because this is, cheapest I've found this is $34.99, and the most expensive these have been almost £50. So 50 quid for a light bulb is expensive in anyone's money. But being Dadskillz and being a bit savvy, there's no way I'm paying 50 quid for a light bulb. So all these LIFX bulbs have been bought on eBay, and I don't think I've paid more than 20 for these. They're all used, obviously, so you would expect their lifetime to be less. I've never had a problem with them yet, and I've had them for a fair bit of time actually. So it'd be interesting to compare these. Why have I considered changing from this to GOVEE? Well, if you've seen any of my previous videos, I love GOVEE. I think they're brilliant. I think the price point is great. The app is usable. Scenes are great. The DIY settings are great. The music mode is great. LIFX app is a bit glitchy. These things can come and go as they please from the app and disappear and do all sorts of strange things. Haven't had that problem with GOVEE and the app. So, and I've got a lot of apps on my phone. So it would be nice to be able to get rid of an app, but this GOVEE light bulb has to be equal to this, if not better, or it gets sent back. So we're going to take a look. Okay, so we've got LIFX on the left, GOVEE on the right, and this is pink, which turned out quite nice with the LIFX, but the GOVEE found difficult to get. We've got the blue there, with the LIFX, which is brighter. Purple, LIFX did well again, and then the day white, which GOVEE did quite well on actually. So what do you think? Do we stick with LIFX, or are we going to swap over all 3 devices I've got and go with GOVEE? Well, GOVEE, you know how much I love you, but I'm afraid this time we're sticking with LIFX. And there's a couple of good reasons for that. I think the saturation on the LIFX and the colours that I use, as you can see behind, pink and blue are sort of my go-to colours. I think the saturation with that LIFX is excellent. But in saying that, I was impressed with this GOVEE light with orange, yellow And the daylight, that was quite impressive. I wasn't expecting them to be that good. It's got a couple of downsides. They're the ones for me that are making me stick with this LIFX bulb. Biggest one being, it's not compatible with the Amazon voice assistant. That's a big one. Because if I swapped all three of these over, and I'll show you a picture now of what the front room setup would look like and where these LIFX bulbs are being used, I would have to get 3 smart sockets to make it compatible with Amazon. So that then would take me to the cost that these cost. So as I say, these were from eBay, shopped around a bit, and I got all 3. They were all under £20 each. So that with the smart socket would be up to that sort of cost. And it still wouldn't have the saturation of the colours that we use most. So it's LIFX for the moment, but the app needs work. It needs a firmware update or something, because these drop out far more than they should do, whereas I don't get that issue with the GOVEE. So if I was to start again, start from scratch, I'm afraid I'd still go with these LIFX. There are a couple alternatives to the GOVEE. There's one that I've tried called a Lepro. Now that works off the 2-year Smart Life app, which is great because that's linked into the Amazon ecosystem. So that's great, but they're an absolute pain to set up and get connected. So after having a look at some of these bulbs, I'd still go with the LIFX for the moment, but that could change in the future. So listen, if you've enjoyed this video, if you like RGB, YouTube have recommended a video for you that will be on screen now. Take a look at that. I think you'll enjoy it. It was enjoyable to make and it looks fantastic in the end. So take a look at that and I'll catch you again real soon. Cheers. Alexa, I need to rest.
Good night, my father. I wish you well in the chaos of your dreams.